Hey everybody, welcome to Oracle Rising. It's Robin here. Guys, thanks for tuning in and showing up. So first of all, I'm going to apologize if there's a bit of a loud white noise in the background. I have a fan going because we have another blistering heat wave going on where I live, and it's like unendurable. But anyway, so the subject today, guys, is divine masculinity, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit. And you guys might be familiar with the if you follow tarot and tarot card readers, they say divine masculinity or they say DM, and then of course divine femininity is DF. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit and how it kind of plays into your ascension path, you know, and everybody has masculine and feminine attributes, but of course we do associate masculinity with the male gender or those that identify as male. So really that is the target goal, in my opinion, for the evolution of the male gender, is to mature to the divine masculine. So what we see around us currently is in the 3D matrix is toxic masculinity. And all you have to do is look at the news and look who's in politics right now. And to some extent, churches, you know, there's a lot of toxicity going on. You hear phrases like the boys club, and, you know, there's just systematic weaving of certain men to keep women down, you know. Women in the workplace wasn't a thing, you know, unless it was really like menial gender associated jobs like house cleaner and stuff like that. Women had to really break through. And then we start talking about racial indifferences, you know, not indifference, but you know what I mean? It's like, to a certain extent, white toxic males are running the planet, and I think it's sickening. So I really wanted to talk about this, and it's time to correct the imbalance, because it's just ridiculous if you look at who the 1% are and where we are right now on the planet, and how the 1% could solve everybody's issues, everybody's financial problems. Everything could be solved. You have people sitting on billions and trillions of dollars, and they're just kind of sitting back and wondering how they can make more, which is part of what is going on with the global pandemic right now. If you're not paying attention to the stock market and what is happening there, certain people are just getting richer, and meanwhile people are out of work and starving, and people are starving as a rule around the world. And if we had divine masculine in charge of the planet, none of this would be happening. So what are the attributes of a divine masculine? This is an energetic forward motion through thoughtful logic. So it's kind of like the Emperor card in, I'm really having trouble with my camera angle, so I apologize if it keeps changing. This really reminds me of the Emperor in tarot card readings, because the Emperor cares for his family, and he thoughtfully puts in a foundation so that not only his children but his children's children can flourish in love, understanding, and abundance. We have a spiritual strength in divine masculinity. They're a protector of the divine feminine energy and guardian of the helpless. And this is not what we're seeing right now. We have 3D matrix toxicity controlling the planet. Okay, so and again, I just find it absolutely sickening. So I wanted to give an example that came to my mind of how a spiritual strength in the divine masculine protects the divine feminine. So the divine masculine builds the framework for the divine feminine to bloom. So if you've ever watched couples dancing, pair dancing of any kind, how the male dancer, he frames the female, you know, and he protects her and closes her. And then sometimes when she's spinning, he will take his arms and just protect around her so that she doesn't fall. And he takes everything upon himself and his strength so that the female can blossom into her utmost ability. So it's kind of a strange analogy, but if you ever watch them, just pay attention to how much work that the male dancer is doing so that the female dancer can appear effortless and beautiful. So divine masculine will also set powerful boundaries so that other people are not getting damaged. They're very mindful of how their lifestyle will impact the people around them. And this is not happening right now. I'm really searching my mind to think of who could be an example of a divine masculine. And I guess to some degree, Leonardo DiCaprio could be like an example because he is taking steps to, you know, he's funded the Amazon forest, you know, against the big fires that were going on there. He was leading the charge there. You know, you can think of people like the Dalai Lama or Eckhart Tolle. You know, they're coming forward on the strengths of their spirituality and not bulldozing through toxic masculinity, strength of body. So the divine masculine does not get nervous. He defines limits and boundaries and protects them. So this is a very confident man. So if you're dating and you're, you know, it doesn't matter what gender you are. If you are dating, divine masculine, they'll take care of you. You know, they really have intention to be with a partner, not like a toxic male who could just see, you know, people as something to be used and tossed away, something less than, you know, certainly no level of equality. And divine masculine doesn't get nervous around that. He enjoys equality and partnership in relationships. There's a definite spiritual connection for divine masculine. They really thrive in knowing who they are in the universe, and they're looking for that in the people and the places around them. So this is also something for you to be looking for if you're going to be entering into relationships, or if you're currently in one and you're accepting less than your worth because somebody is stuck in a toxic masculine cycle. It's time for you to reevaluate that, because you won't be able to fix this person. You know, you won't be able to fix them. They need to fix themselves, and they need to enlighten up on their own. So another thing about divine masculine is that they live in divine connection and pursue constant improvement. They don't just sit back and let everything, like the chips fall where they may, and they actually take responsibility for their actions and plan things out very carefully. And again, they will build the framework for their family, for their divine partner. There's a huge difference between toxic masculinity and divine masculinity. So, and again, I don't think I know anybody really in my own private life who I would classify as divine masculine. I certainly know my share of toxic masculine men. I grew up with one as a role model, and I dated a lot of toxic men. So it's time to start, really, for people that identify as men, to start reaching for the divine masculine within you. And for you ladies out there, or whatever you identify as out there, to really start understanding that you deserve a divine masculine male role model in your life and as a partner. So I'm going to talk about divine feminine in a separate video, but I wanted to just bring this out there and do some more research on your own if this is something that you're evolving towards or something that you're working to attract into your life. And just understand that if you are trying to attract divine masculinity, you're going to have to raise your divine feminine game. So Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys, and namaste, and just wish you love and many blessings. So take care. Bye.